Alright, so I guess one of the hardest things of going back to school is not the work. It's not really the teachers. We'll get to that later. It's the students, alright? Okay, I take that back. It's everything. But mainly the students, mainly the people I don't want to be around. And I'm gonna list top things I don't like about school. I can't really number them, but I can tell you what I don't like. Alright?
Hello, my name is Jack17, and okay, let's restart this. Hello, my name is Jack17, and this is my first YouTube video. Also, you can follow me on Twitch right here and watch my live streams. I be playing Ghost of Yote and God of War. Maybe I might stream today. Hopefully I do. But okay, so school is something everyone goes through unless you're homeschooled, but school is so unforgettable, especially in high school. I'm about to be a senior and I have experienced it, all right? I experienced the wannabe gangsters, the loud girls, the annoying, weird teachers. I experienced like the dumbest school fights ever. In fact, I'll tell you that story later, all right? I'll tell you that one. And I have seen people who try to pick fights with me for absolutely no reason. Alright, now let's start with the number one, wannabe gangsters. Now, I'm sorry, imagine it's like 8 a.m. in the morning. Alright, you walk into school, you don't want to be there, alright? And all of a sudden, you just see a group of boys just wearing all black. Now, obviously, I mind my own business, I really do. I don't care what they do. It's just, dude, it's 8 in the morning, no one thinks you're tough. Like, can we just learn what to learn and just go on with our lives? And the wannabe gangsters, I don't know why, but they always like pick on the teachers for no reason. Like, I get it, yeah, some teachers can be annoying, but a lot of teachers don't deserve the hate that they get. There's this one time, we were all in the auditorium, and there was this kid, all right, him and his lackeys, all right, they were just goofing off, not paying attention to the assembly. I mean, of course, not a lot of people pay attention to assembly, but at least be quiet, all right? I don't pay attention to a lot of assemblies unless it's necessary. But when they were told to like be quiet, these guys just got even louder. They were being more disrespectful. They were calling the teacher fat and stuff. I'm over here like, yo, this is not real. But then, I need to catch my breath. But yeah, these wannabe gangsters needs to chill out. They need to calm down. All right, I'm not a wannabe gangster. I live in the suburbs. Actually, a lot of these wannabe gangsters live in the suburbs. Now, some of them do live in other places, and you know what? It doesn't matter where you live, all right? But still, I mean, pay attention in class. No one cares if you're scary or not, all right? We don't care. I promise you, we don't care. All right, please just do that outside of school. We're in a place where we're trying to learn, even though half of us don't really want to learn, but we just want to get on with our lives. We don't care, man. We don't care. Now, I did have a wannabe gangster want to fight me one time. All right, and this is the story I was talking about. All right, let's call him Q. Yeah, let's call him Q. All right, so Q, I don't know what's his problem with me. All right, we had math class together. All right, and okay, I'm sitting in math class. He had like 2 of his friends in there with him, and yes, sadly I have to sit at the table with them. But I'm minding my own business, paying attention in class. When all of a sudden, like, I'm just getting strays. What kind of shoes are you wearing? Mind you, I'm wearing Court Visions. All right. For those who don't know, they are made by Nike. All right, and while they do look like Air Forces, they're not Air Forces. They are Court Visions. They are completely different. And a lot of people who don't know anything about shoes will call them knockoffs. No, I'm not wearing knockoffs. That's not how I roll. All right, then, hold up, guys. I'm gonna edit that out. Anyways, I'm just sitting in class, right? And then he pointed at my shoes, all right, and was like, bro, what are you wearing? My goodness, are you wearing knockoff Air Forces? Now, I looked down, I'm like, no, these aren't knockoff Air Forces. Before I can even get the words out of my mouth, they started laughing and just started saying, yo, he has knockoff Air Forces. Why does it matter if I'm wearing knockoff Air Forces in the first place? I'm just wearing shoes, all right? Now, I get it. Yeah, it could be funny if someone's wearing knockoffs. I'm not going to lie to myself, but we shouldn't make fun of them. I mean, I'm not wearing knockoffs in the first place. So then I was like, dude, these aren't knockoffs. What are you talking about? And he's just going straight at me. And then all of a sudden, he's going for my clothes, going for my haircut. Like, dude, I kid you not, this is also the first day of school. And then, no, okay, my bad. It wasn't the first day of school. What am I talking about? This was like, no, was it the first day of school? It was the first day of school. Yeah, first day of school of junior year. All right, I'm about to be a senior this year. All right, and then of course I had enough of it. I'm not gonna let this guy talk to me. All right, so I looked at Q and I said, dude, pay attention in class. He's like, who are you telling what to do? Like, he gets all pressed up about it, like, who are you telling what to do? And I said, if you don't pay attention, well, no, I said, this is why your GPA is a 1.1. He has a 1.14 GPA. Now, everyone in class went silent and everyone just started laughing. All right, the varsity football player that was in my class started laughing. And, I guess it was funny, but like, I'm not the type, I'm not the one to be messed with. I'm really not. All right, and he got mad. He got all pressed, talking about, I don't know what he was saying. He was like, and then he stood up and he tried to press me. And then I was like, whoa, I don't want to fight you. Okay, I am, he's a lot shorter than me. He's a lot shorter. The guy doesn't work out. I don't want to brag, but I work out pretty much. You could probably tell. Anyways, yeah, I'm like 6'4", 6'3", 6'4". This guy is 5'2" at best, maybe 5. I don't know how tall he is. He's really short. He's shorter than a lot of kids at our school. All right. And then, I'm not giving this guy any attention. I mean, yeah, I stood up too, because if he swings on me, I'm going to swing back. But that's only if he hits me first. I'm not the type to hit first, guys. That's not how I roll. All right. Thankfully, the teacher was like, hey, go outside to Q, because the teacher was on my side. Thank you. In fact, I really love that math class. It's a shame I had to kind of we changed schedules with that. And then we'll come back to that. All right. Now, that's enough with the wannabe gangsters. And also, that's not the last time me and Q have a run-ins. All right? We'll have more stories on Q in the future. Now, another thing we need to talk about is the loud ghetto girls. I don't want to be the one to say loud and ghetto, because when I say loud and ghetto, you're automatically going to think black girls. That's not what I'm saying here. Black girls aren't loud and ghetto. I'm also talking about the Latinas, and I am also talking about the white girls. I never had any loud ghetto Asians, at least not in this area, no. But the loud ghetto ones, all right. Now, a lot of them can be black girls. I'm not going to lie, they can be, but it's also white chicks too. We're not going to play the race here. But basically, again, this story I'm about to tell takes place last year, sophomore year? Takes place in my sophomore year, all right? I'm in chemistry class, and man, I actually forgot what happened. I just remember she just got mad at me. I don't know why. I guess because I have a smart mouth. I really do. If you give me attitude, I'm probably going to give you attitude back, but not in a sassy, girly way. No. Like, if you're mean to me, I'm going to be mean back, all right? And I'm usually a nice guy. If you're nice to me, I'm going to be nice to you. If you're mean to me, I'm going to be mean to you. All right, and this girl, all right, let's call her Tasha, all right, and I've never seen Tasha again after sophomore year, but Tasha, she is bizarre, she is the definition of what a loud ghetto girl is, all right, and she was bragging about getting, at a party by more than one guy, and I was like, how can anyone, just be so, how could anyone be so up front with that? How are you so proud of doing that? I know I want to be proud. How does your father feel? Now, obviously, that's not what I said. I don't know. And then I guess you noticed the disgusted look I had on my face or something when she was telling the story. I wasn't looking at her, all right? And then I glanced up for one. I was looking at my paper. I glanced up like this. She's dead. She's staring dead at me. And then she's like, do we have a problem here? Is there a problem, sir? Why are you staring at me? And she's saying this out loud in front of the entire class. And I'm like, no, we don't have a problem here. We don't. I don't want no problems. I really don't. And she's like, well, if there's a problem, there's a solution. I'm like, no, there's no problem here. And then thankfully the bell rang and I left the class. I packed up my stuff and left. All right, I'm not scared of her, but she's just a little too loud. And then the next day, I was walking in a hallway, and I guess I was with my friend Dustin, all right? And then she's with a group of friends. She's with a group of more loud ghetto girls. And I'm hearing on this little bridge we have at our school. All right, it's like above the hallway, and then it goes like across. Like this is the hallway, like narrow. The bridge goes over it. All right, and then I just hear her friends on the bridge just yelling, screaming. All right, now of course it's like they're making fun of this girl, and I know who this girl is. She's a quiet girl. All right, and they're just yelling on the bridge, like yeah, that I don't even understand what they're saying. All right, I really don't. It was just so annoying. All right, that these loud ghetto girls just don't care. They're just so loud. They're the main ones yelling, and then they win one fight and think they're the stuff, man. They win one fight, think they're the stuff. All right, and it's like it's so annoying. I don't want to go back to school, and all of a sudden some loud ghetto girl has a problem with me, like out of nowhere, because they start fights. All right, they will look at you and want to start beef with you just because. Actually, I don't know why. I don't know why they want to start fights. I don't know why people want to start fights with me. I'm the nice one to a lot of people. Now, granted, I am a weird kid at my school. I mean, look at me. I'm wearing a freaking Naruto shirt. I mean, Naruto's not weird, but a lot of people at my school will look at this and call it weird, and we'll get to that one next. All right, but with the loud girls, they're just. I don't want to hear it when I get to school. We're about to be seniors. If you're still doing this as a senior, now I don't care if younger people do this. I mean, as long as they don't get on my nerves. But if you're a senior doing this, like, dude, we're damn near adults, bro. Why are you still doing this? And that goes the same for that's the same thing for wannabe gangsters. Why are you doing this? We're 18 at this point. I'm still 17. But now we get to another group. All right. I'm talking about the popular girls or popular kids in general. Popular boys, popular girls, they're popular kids, all right? I want to say popular. When people say popular, you mean like people who are well known for awesome things they do? I mean, I guess that's somewhat what they do at my school. I wouldn't call them popular myself. They seem like regular Joes to me. Obviously, I'm talking about the volleyball, soccer, football. I play football myself, but I'm not any good at football. But I'm talking about the good volleyball players, the good football players, and the good basketball. Anyone that plays sports and just boring. They're a boring person, all right? And they're all the same. Like, okay, at my school, we have a group of girls. I don't want to name drop, or I don't want to give too much information about them as much because I know someone's probably going to see this from someone probably at my school is gonna see this and is gonna be like, wow, he's talking mess about me? I thought we were friends, which I am cool with a lot of them, but a lot of them also think I'm weird, and a lot of them also probably think I'm annoying. But so I'm talking about the ones who, we're gonna call them the Uggs, because a lot of them wear Uggs. I know y'all know what Uggs are. All right, we're not all 12 years old in this video, I hope, and if you are, I guess heads up for high school. It's kind of the same in middle school. But like, they're the girls who think anime's weird. Or nowadays, some of them will think anime's cool and want to fit in. Yeah, I see those people on TikTok. Let's cut it out. All right, I was a weird kid. I still am a weird kid, actually. But anyways, these group of girls and group of boys, all right? I remember one time. Now, remember how I said I'm cool with some of them? Yeah, so let's say I was talking to my friend Bullen, all right? Because that is somewhat like that's his last name, Bullen, all right? So I'm talking to my good friend Bullen. We're in the locker room after football practice, all right? And we were talking about, I think it was Dragon Ball Z. I think we were talking about Dragon Ball Z. And we were talking about Gohan going Super Saiyan 2 during the Cell games. And then one of the football players walked in. I know who this guy is. I've been knowing him since elementary. All right, I live in a small city, but I don't know what to call him. All right, I don't know what I should give his name as. Let's just call him Zay. Let's call him Zaya. All right. So Zaya, he walks in and he's talking about some dude who we're talking about Dragon Ball. So cool. Yeah, like I know who Naruto is. Like, dude, we know you're trying to make fun of us, dude. We know that. All right, and I don't think Bullen got the case of it. But I'm just standing here looking at the guy like this. Like, why do people do that? Like, we get it. We are nerds. We're weird. But you shouldn't, like, just do that. Like, especially those who try to embarrass us in front of the class. Like again, I was talking to this guy named, I forgot his name. I don't know. We were talking about Still Ball Run before it came out. All right, because at the time the trailer was released, and we were talking about gyro and stuff. This was again in chemistry class, and you know how like one of the popular kids, they would sit at a table and they would like just be talking to each other. All right, and then I guess one of them came to our table talking about some like, what are we talking about, guys? Like, yada, we're friends, right? we're friends. And then I'm looking over here, I see some of the popular kids, they're just laughing and giggling, looking at us, and I'm like, are we serious right now? Are we serious? Like, you really take the time out of this class period. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess I was finished with work, and so with them. The chemistry was pretty easy. But like, dude, that's so weird. Why do you do this? Like, I mean, it's just bothering. Don't bother people. Please don't bother people. All right, mind your own business, people. If you think it's funny, I mean, I guess so, but at least don't do it to me. You can do it to anyone else. I gotta take that back. Don't do it to anyone else, all right? Because that's just mean. Like, that's so rude, all right? And like these popular girls, like I hate on the first day of school, and I bet this is gonna happen to me on the first day of school. Even as a senior, this is probably gonna happen. I walk into school, all right, and I see them again, and I guess how much you want to bet one of them's gonna come up to me and be like, hey, we're friends, right? Or one of them gonna come up to me and be like, hey, my friend thinks you're cute. Now, some of them probably do think I'm cute. I mean, look at me. I'm a handsome guy. I'm a handsome guy. But it's just so annoying. It's annoying. It really is. It's like, it's 10 a.m., first period. No, 9 a.m., I'd say. 9 a.m., first period. I don't want to deal with this. I really, really don't. All right, please leave me alone. That's all I ask. It's just leave me alone. All right, but that's enough on the popular kids. Now, another thing we could also talk about is teachers, annoying teachers. All right, now, okay, a lot of my teachers, I think I really have a good relationship with, all right? I never had an annoying teacher like most. I think some teachers get hated for no reason, or I think some assistant principals get hated for no reason, all right? It's just, I don't know why. Yes, I blame students. I don't know why students would just want to make teachers' lives miserable. I mean, I think they try their best. Now, granted, I do believe that, yes, there are teachers who just hate kids and should not be in the classroom with the kids. And some teachers probably shouldn't be in 2 feet of a school, actually. But we're not going to get into that. But we are going to get into annoying teachers I've had. I only had like one annoying teacher, and what am I going to call him? Mr. M. Let's call him Mr. M. All right, there's no M in his name whatsoever, but we're going to call him that for Mr. Mean. So Mr. Mean over here, first day of school, I want to say freshman year of mine. I'm excited for high school, all right? At the time, I had bald spots in my hair because I had some form of alopecia. I don't know what it was, but I had bald spots, all right? And it was a rough time, I would say, because I used to have dreads in 8th grade. They fell out on their own. It was really a hard time, but anyways, I was allowed to wear a cap at school, and I guess word didn't get out so fast, all right? So then I go to my first period classroom with a hat on, where no hats are allowed in school, and or hoodies on. But I walk in, he's like, you know you're not supposed to be wearing that, right? And I said, no, I have special permission because there's something wrong with my hair, because there was something wrong with my hair at this time. It was healing, but there was something wrong with it. And then I guess he just let it slide for that one part. So first period went on quite well, all right? I mean, I was a little late, but still pretty well. And then it was after first period that as I was walking, there was a coach on the other side. He was yelling at me saying, hey, take off that cap or you'll be doing 25 push-ups at practice. And I'm like, sir, I have to wear the cap. And I turned to my teacher, and this man, instead of defending me, because after I told him what was happening, he said, well, I tried to tell him, but he doesn't listen. And I was like, are we serious right now? I just told you why I needed the cap, and I told you that I went to the principal, and they gave me special permission. And then I was like, oh my gosh. that was so embarrassing because it was during passing period, so everyone heard it on the first day of school. I was a freshman, and then everyone was turning and looking at me. No joke, as tall as I am, I literally had to kneel down and hide in the crowd and run away. I ran away from a coach and a teacher. He said, "Hey, take off the cap now!" And I just walked off. I ran off because, first of all, that coach is scary. All right. A lot of kids will sit there and argue with them. I'm not the type to argue with teachers. I'm really not. So I ran off to my second period. And actually, my second period teacher, who was my honors geography teacher, he was actually chill about it. All right. He's like, "Yo, what's up? What's with the cap?" And I said, "I have some alopecia thing, yada." And he let me in the classroom. I mean, it was my class period. He's like, "Okay." It was that simple. If only my first period teacher understood that. But he didn't. It was so simple. He could have done that. Why didn't you do it? So yeah, that's my experience with annoying teachers or annoying teacher. I never had annoying teachers like plural, but I had one. In my high school span, yeah, I mean, I probably think the teachers back in middle school made my life miserable, but I think as a middle schooler, I was over exaggerating. All right, now let's talk about the other teachers, the teachers that actually enjoyed teaching kids. And yes, I'm talking about the male history teachers or female history teachers. I might be talking about my first period sophomore English teacher. All right, those guys are the goats. I love those guys. All right, I love my first period English teacher back in sophomore year. I love my second period history class right after that sophomore year. All right, those guys enjoyed teaching. All right, and actually, I like my history teacher this year too. All right, they enjoy teaching. Teachers who enjoy teaching need a higher raise. Need a higher raise because the way they teach is just so amazing. Like excuse me for the glazing, but it's necessary. Teachers who love teaching and doing their job and love interacting with kids in a good way, like they're angels sent from heaven above. God has sent them to us for a reason. All right, my English teacher, all right, every time I would be missing an assignment, she would let me in after class periods and let me work on it, and she would help me. And you might be shocked, but not a lot of teachers do that. They'll always give an excuse for not letting you pull up to the classroom. Granted, I should have done it during class, all right, and you know what? It's rare that I don't do a lot of work in class, honestly. And a lot of people who might see this from school be like, "D'Anthony, you do work in our classroom?" Yeah, I may look like I'm not doing anything, but I do our assignments there. How do you think I made it this far? All right. And then my history teacher, he makes history so interesting. I don't know why some kids don't love history. It is so amazing how humans like evolved from wherever we were in the past, from killing each other with swords and tin armor to modern warfare. It's amazing how we evolved. All right, and I love how they teach it to us. All right, and I think that just needs a shadow on its own. Another thing I would like to talk about, I think I might end this before, I don't know, is school lunch. Now, the lunch at my school, it's not bad. Okay, like I think school lunch it's like overrated, honestly. Not overrated, underrated. It's underrated, bro. Like school lunch is so underrated. Like it's not that bad. Is it good like the food we get at stores? No, I mean it's not, but it's still something. Granted, there is a thing called bad school lunches here and there. Like if you see a hair or stuff in it, it's like it's not honestly that bad, guys. R.I.P. And you know those Joes who always be like, the school lunch, mystery meat, you know, yada, it's rat food. They'll be the first one to run to the line and then fight for the first plate like it's Black Friday. And then continue the next day hating on school lunch. All right, it's not really that bad. Could it be better? Yeah, but it's not that bad. It's really not. I only really get one thing at lunch. I don't eat a lot of school lunch like that. I really don't. And it's just something. That's all I really gotta say. And yeah, that was a 30-minute long video of me talking about school. Well, okay, I've been recording for 30 minutes. I don't know how long the video actually is. because I'm gonna edit it, obviously. So it might be like to you guys might be like a 14 to 15 minute long video, but I've been recording for like 30 minutes. So I'll see you guys next time. Again, follow me on Twitch, Jyfer17. Please subscribe and like this video. If you want to see more stories like this, on my Twitch, you might not see my face. This is actually the first time I'm showing my face until I get a face cam while I'm twitching. But until next time we meet, I think the next video I might make is talking about more on school stuff. And during school, you might hear a lot of stories about my day. But yeah, next video, probably talking about more school stuff, like people call me whitewash, but that's a story for another time. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and follow me on Twitch at Jyfer17.